Hello and welcome to the first episode of Beyond Galnet with your host Czar Peppers. This is the first video in a new series I'm starting. What I want to do is take some of the stories that pop up on Galnet and take a closer look at them, going to the regions where these events take place, do a little digging around and exploring so I can show you more than just a few paragraphs piece about the event. And I'm hoping that through my travels I'll be able to shed some more light on galactic events that affect you. One of the prominent news stories over the past few weeks has been the disappearance of Professor Ishmael Palin, a scientist who has recently been involved with research concerning the various mysterious and potentially alien artifacts that people have been discovering in our little portion of the Milky Way galaxy. Recently stationed on Obsidian Orbital in the Maya system, he sparked protests as he was attempting to collect meta-alloys to further his research into these objects. Towards the end of his initiative, a group of pilots formed a blockade of Obsidian Station, firing on any ship attempting to deliver the valuable material to him. After he collected his needed materials, he left to set up a new research station on Maya B1BA in order to study the artifacts away from populated areas, because the items he has been studying have been causing many mechanical problems for the ships and stations in which they reside. Some stations have been going completely offline due to the effects of these artifacts. He left Obsidian Orbital for Maya B1BA, a fairly long trek of over 300,000 light seconds, but he never showed up at the site of his new research station. Maya B1BA is a very small moon that orbits a planet of similar makeup, but over twice its size. The planet's orbit, a brown dwarf, one of a number of similar almost stars that orbit the Maya B black hole. It is an almost magical place, really. Everywhere you look up at the sky is filled by vibrant colors of the Pleiades Nebula. Pleiades in Greek mythology were the 7 daughters of Atlas. A number of these systems in the nebula take the names of those daughters: Maia, Merope, Electra, and so on. Fitting names for such an area that radiates so much divinity. The moon orbits extremely closely to its parent planet. It is the most prominent astrological body in the sky, much larger than the dim brown dwarf it orbits. You cannot see the black hole that acts as the center of this system, of course, but it is noticeable due to how it bends and distorts the light from the nebula and stars as light morphs its way around the black hole. My exploration of the moon and some other planets in the system don't bring up much. I came across an SRV wreck in one of the craters of B1BA, and a number of other small, what I assume are mining facilities, mainly in large craters and all operated by the Anthill Mob, who are the most prominent faction in the Maya system. A Maya security officer had this to say about the disappearance of Professor Palin. Professor Palin's ship transmitted a status report not long after it left Obsidian Orbital, but since then no further reports have been received. All attempts to contact the vessel have been unsuccessful. A search is underway. However, I am confident we will soon find some indicator of what has happened to Professor Palin and his team. Palin had desired to set up the independent outpost for some time, and many in the galactic community showed a lot of support, resulting in an influx of goods coming into Obsidian Orbital to support the project. There were delays, however, and some wondered whether or not the outpost would actually become a reality, but Palin continued to assure the community that the project was still going to happen. When he finally set off for the desolate moon, he left in a ship that had considerable valuables on it, indicating the possibility that his disappearance was the work of pirates, but that is only one of the possibilities at this point in time. There have been other strange events at Obsidian Orbital. On January 31st, an unidentified Diamondback Explorer with an unusual designation showed up at the station and began to do a number of high-speed passes nearby the station. Then it made an attempt to scan the station, and before the station's weapons team could react, it was gone. That, combined with the protests at the station, indicate that there could be something more behind this whole nasty business. To go into the realm of speculation, it is possible the ship may have been lost in the nearby black hole, but considering it is 3,000 light seconds away from his destination, makes it rather unlikely that the pilot could have screwed up that much. But then I thought, what if it had been sabotage? Consider someone tampered with the ship's navigational systems and forced it into the black hole. What better way is there to get rid of someone that you don't like? It wouldn't leave a single trace, not even any kind of black box or data recorder. On a side note, I wonder if his choice of that particular planet had anything to do with the nearby black hole. It is possible that he planned to incorporate it into his research, because it's a very prominent feature of the system. Or maybe it was necessary for his research. The following are just a number of possibilities as to what happened to Professor Palin, his ship, and his crew. We all hope that he will eventually turn up somewhere, but at this point there isn't much hope that he will. So, until the next episode of Beyond Galnet, good night. Then it made an attempt to scan this